So this video is going to explain everything you need to know about the war between the genders, society, this past election in 2024, and especially the division of black women and black men, or black man and black woman, correction, through Ime Udoka and Malika Andrews. So if anybody don't know that story, brace yourself. The story begins with Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka was the coach of the Boston Celtics. This is his first year. You don't know the Boston Celtics? They were probably the most historical, most celebrated franchise, or second to the Lakers in the NBA, right? But they haven't been able to get to the finals for a while. They had a very talented team, but the team just couldn't get over the hump to the point where there was plan to get rid of their star players. They got rid of their coach. They was just trying to figure out how they're going to get over the hump. And then in come Ime Udoka, this brilliant young black man. He, in his first year, took the Boston Celtics to the NBA Finals. Just facts. And took them to Game 7, which is facts. And he gave them a sense of defense. This man was a brilliant coach. Everybody respected him. Everybody held him. But he had one problem. Oh, and he was also dating this famous Hollywood actress. I can't remember her name at this moment. Forgive me. If you know, put it in the comments. He was dating this famous Hollywood actress, but he did one thing, which many men do. He had an at-work affair. Now, this at-work affair was consensual. He was in a relationship. I think he was married at the time. He was maybe married to her. And the woman that he slept with was married. Was it immoral? Yes. Was it illegal? No. You know, people have affairs at the job place all the time. Every job I've been to, somebody had an affair. Somebody sleep with somebody at the job. This happens all the time. It always happened, and it will always happen. And it's not just a man and a woman thing, because women have affair at the jobs. Majority of the jobs I've been to, women sleep with other women. Some men sleep with other men. It's just a thing that happened at a workplace. When you're in a confined space with somebody for a long period of time, you get to be comfortable with them. So Ime Udoka had a consensual affair with a workplace colleague who was also a married woman, white woman. And Ime Udoka, if you don't know, was a black man, up and coming, amazing coach. Well, since it got out of their affair and a scandal broke out. The scandal was Ime Udoka was considered a monster. He was demonized on the air. And the charge against him, that pitchfork mob, was led by black feminist women, especially Miss Malika Andrews. Now, I've never recognized Malika Andrews before. All the years I watched ESPN, she didn't stand out to me. She wasn't talented at all. She's not talented. And it's not because she's a woman, because there are women on there like Joy Taylor, like what's that woman on First Take? I can't remember her name at this moment, but there's plenty of women that come in and out of the sports media industry that had talent, and Malika Andrews was just not one. I think she was a racial hire just to be there, because she was a black woman. Now, is she fairly attractive? Yeah, she's fairly attractive. Miss Race, not bad looking, but she's not amazing. She's not like the supermodel of supermodels. She was a decent looking girl, right? But she isn't like Kelly Rowland. You understand? She isn't like the cat's meow. So Malika Andrews decided to say that Ime Udoka should be fired. I think at some point I heard that he should be face like legal actions against him, and he's this monster. And every time somebody brought up the fact that why is he a monster for having consensual sex, which she has consensual sex as well, she immediately attacked them and led the social justice warriors, the liberal warriors against them, and the mob tear them down. Even people as powerful as Stephen A. Smith had to face the liberal army. Pay attention. And she made an entire scene, and the media ate it up. Even though ESPN is a channel that caters to men, unlike most channels, because who are the majority consumers of sports? Men. You know, women watch sports too, but the majority of women would rather watch the Kardashians. It's not even on my opinion. It's just what has been seen. That's why certain shows cater to women and their belief. And sports stakes talk about sports. You know, we talk about like man deodorant. We talk about shaving cream. Those are the commercials come on. Chips, beers, you know, boy stuff. Masculine stuff. Now, Malika Andrews shut down, even though she's just one woman, insignificant, really don't have any stature at the job place, really didn't do anything to merit her this power that's being given to her by the elites of the elites. She is just abusing her power. Now, I'm going to make a whole separate video about this because we all know a woman that we work with that basically was given just a sliver of power that decided to abuse every last drop of power that she has, right? Sorry about that. She abused every last power and tried to slander man. And the more I get into knowing Malika Andrews, she does it to specifically black men a lot. To the point where she accused Jalen Rose of touching her inappropriately on camera, and when you watch the camera, nothing happened like that. Where, you know, but or shut down any guy. Like, she basically, if you talk to her and she doesn't like you as a person, as a man, she would accuse you of SA or harassment. She does that online, and people didn't do anything to her. She just created that story, and that's one of the things that we are wary of today's society. It's an uprising of women who basically don't want to work and basically want to, every time they have an opportunity, they to accuse men of SA, they will, because it's a come up. Like, I don't know, Jonathan Major's ex-girlfriend, who's not to be named because she's nobody important, right? They accuse him of assault, they accuse him of something heinous, and women, especially black women, will hold down the fort even if they don't believe what's going on and they don't agree with it. They will hold the line, unlike men, unlike black men. So we're starting to notice that in today's society, women, good or bad, are holding the line. That's just what they're doing. They are holding the line to support each other regardless of what happened. If this woman wrongfully accused a man of doing something, they will hold the line. The best example of that is Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, where all the evidence came out, just like Jonathan Majors, all the evidence came out. They will side with them. But there's something specific about Ime Udoka, which we can claim Jonathan Majors, which can galvanize black women. There is a specific despise that black women have for black man who is in any form of relations with non-black women. So it was easy to galvanize black women against Ime Udoka, even though that's Nia Long. Even though he's married to Nia Long, he loved black women, right? You're not allowed to be with any other woman but black women, or else you're not black. I hear this woman said it out of her mouth at the beginning of the Drake and Kendrick Lamar's beef. She said that Drake should not be considered black because any product of a non-black mother has no claim to be black. I heard this woman say that. Something Joker, her name is, on social media. She blocked me. F that. Which, she blocked me. So I can't even know her name, right? And she spewed misandry and racism. She said that Drake should not, I'm sorry, I'm looking back, I'm merging. Drake should not be considered black because his mom is white. And anybody who comes from a black mother, if their father is white, like Obama or Bob Marley, then, you pass the black bar. But if your mom is white, they don't consider you white. And that's one of the things that irks me about this Kendrick Lamar beef, because people were spewing that nonsense. But back to the story. Malika Andrews led that charge. Afterwards, she did nothing significant other than when she attacked that young black man on the NBA draft, bringing up a criminal record that was dismissed. Those type of women like Gayle King, who brought up Kobe's accusation after Kobe was proven innocent in a court of law, but it was proven that the woman had issues mentally. She still brought it up after Kobe's death, right after Kobe's passing, to slander Kobe, because Kobe's a black man who basically went against code of marrying a Spanish woman. These are the women that we have in the black community. These are the spiteful, bitter women that's leading the black feminists, right? So back to the story. So when people ask, wait, Ime Udoka is being torn down in the media just for having consensual sex, and we don't even know who he had consensual sex with. Malika Andrews' stance on that is the woman name should never be called. Women are innocent forever. Women are always innocent, and a woman name should not be brought up in this. This is the public crucifixion of black men. That's what she sees it as. No woman is ever wrong, and how dare you even mention that woman, even though she cheated on her husband by having an affair with Ime Udoka. How dare you? Women are God's gift. That's how she took it. And she attacked anyone, either Big Perk or Stephen A. Smith, or anyone that brought up like, yo, wait a second, why don't we can even know the name of the woman? How dare you? Protect that woman at all costs. And because Malika Andrews and the feminists led that, and the misandrists, led that charge against all these men, the woman's identity was held a secret until over a year. No one knew who this woman was, or who was her husband, or this and that. No one knew anything about her. She was protected. But the black man, he was crucified. Pay attention. You paying attention? This is happening a lot. And it happened with Jonathan Majors. When Jonathan Majors' case went down, and we wanted to say that Jonathan Majors is innocent because he really didn't do anything wrong. Jonathan Majors was assaulted by his girlfriend, but he committed a crime of laying with a black woman, laying with a non-black woman as a black man. Or, it seems to me that the black women are the new KKK. They're the new KKK, where they're the ones who are going to execute these black men who whistle at a white woman like Emmett Till. They are the ones passing the judgment and the sentence, right? So, sorry about that. I need my lint brush. I don't know where my lint brush went. So, sorry, I'm losing track of my thought. The popo's right next to me. Popo. So, and you're a black woman too. This was happening. Jonathan Major, we see it happen a lot where black men were being crucified and was targeted. And then we see the action of these women on a larger scale where they're starting to wrongfully accuse men of any and everything, and we see innocent men get torn down. A good example, Bill Cosby. A good example, Bill Cosby. Because up to now, black men are sitting there cheering these misandrists to attack other black men who they have no proof of doing anything wrong. Bill Cosby was arrested for having consensual sex with a woman who came to his house 2 o'clock at night to have sexual relationships with him. We all know it. She came to have consensual sex with him, and his crime was getting her lit. She asked for drugs. She never denied. She specifically asked for drugs. She wanted drugs, and he gave her drugs. And his crime was giving her the drugs that she asked for. Even though she had no wrong, nobody see her wrong for being an addict. Well, let's continue. She is innocent, and he is guilty. That's how we look at it. We are seeing this repeat over and over again. That now leads to this election, where we have this woman who claimed to be a black woman, even though she had, I don't believe she's black. Thank you, Candace Owens. Thank you, Candace Owens, who stand up. She came to be a black woman, and basically is not a black woman. But she, the black women are galvanized behind her, because the whole election was black women support Kamala Harris, and we need black men to follow suit. We need y'all to whip these black men into shape. According to Obama, the first black president is talking about, I'm going to get my wife on you. I'm going to get, like, black women or her mothers, because they don't want to cook for us and they don't want to clean for us, but they want to have the authority to discipline us. He's going to get black women on us because we're not behaving. How dare you speak to us like that? You are a public servant. We don't owe you anything, President Obama. We don't owe you anything. How dare you talk to us like that? Who are you to speak to us like that as a collective? We are the majority. We are the people. You are a public servant. You were voted in by us, the people. Down there close. So I asked the man if down his clothes, and the man, homie, said nothing. Homie is joking. Crazy. So, how dare he, President Obama? So, back to what I was saying. So this woman came through, and the whole notion is, let's punish these black men who don't vote the way that we want them to vote. Let's discipline them. How any black man who vote for Kamala Harris, vote for Trump, we're not going to give you the kitty. We're going to discipline you. We're going to find some way to bullbruck you. We're going to find some way to penalize you, because you are being naughty and you deserve punishment, because you are, in a society eyes, the lower value of any demographic. That's how they look at a black man. So when black men speak out that they don't like the direction of society that society is heading into, black women start panicking. Oh, black man is not voting for Kamala because they're sexist and racist and they don't like their mother and black. The election came out, and Kamala Harris lose by a landslide. Whap, because she wasn't qualified for the job. She was terrible. Whap, get over it. She was a terrible candidate. They wanted her to be high just because she's a black woman. Just because she's a black woman. Can you imagine? Just because. No other reason. You are a black woman. You should get the support of, you don't have to do anything. You should be married without giving sex to your husband. You should be all this terrible stuff. You know, you don't have to give sex to your husband. We could say that it's great if your husband want to have sex with you and you don't. And you could cheat on your husband because he's not catering to your needs. And you like Tyrone. That's just what it is. And let this guy pass. And we are just watching it and watching it. We get frustrated and frustrated. And we're just tired of this. But still, black men voted for Kamala Harris because they don't want to deal with it. And that seems like society today. We're filled with men who do not want to deal with the problem. They're going to let the problem snowball. Because these same women who are complaining about the election, or the same women who complain about masculinity, call masculinity toxic, talking about they'd rather choose the bear in the woods. And after, they beg back. What we need masculinity back. We need masculinity back. This the man or feminine now. No matter no other man is paying bills. But the man don't want to deal with it. So black man voted for Kamala Harris. But thank God for the white woman who had sense. Because the white woman was like, no. That's nonsense. That's nonsense. They're not going to fold to black women. Hispanic women are not going to fold to black women. But those who are married with a good husband and in a nice house, they're not going to fold to these feminists. You're not going to try to play them with, black power. You're not going to play them with nonsense. I know it's that only black women are feeding into the nonsense. You're not going to play these other demographic of women with these nonsense. They're not biting it. So they voted for logic. They voted for this nonsense to stop. Especially after you try to put men in their sports and in their bathrooms with their daughters. They were not going to stand for that. These white conservative women were like, no, you're not going to put these grown men in our bathrooms. So they vote logical. And that explains the election right now. And it's going to explain society going forward. Men don't want to deal with a problem. And that's probably explaining why men are not getting in relationships anymore, especially black men. We're not, black women are bringing problems to us. And a lot of the men don't want to deal with a problem. Well, there are some gems that want to deal with a problem. Shout out Kevin Samuels. Shout out Corey, the comedian. There's some man that's like, you know what? I'll deal with a problem. Shout out me, the invisible man. I'm out.